Welcome back to today's economic news, where once again we uncover the layers behind the headlines, ensuring you see not just the surface, but the ripples beneath that affect our daily lives. Today, we are dissecting former President Donald Trump's decision to order a total blockade on Venezuelan oil tankers amid a crisis that seems as deep-rooted as it is volatile. A blockade that has a backdrop not just of political maneuvering, but of international intrigue, decades of tortured diplomatic history, and a price tag that, quite frankly, we all end up paying one way or another. Before you think this is just another frontier issue, let me set the stage for why your blood should be boiling at this very instant. Imagine a nation embroiled in turmoil, led by a government accused of undermining democracy, suppressing opposition, and, above all, infringing upon the fundamental rights of its citizens. That's Venezuela, under the leadership of Nicolas Maduro. Now, picture this, a powerful nation intervening under the guise of championing human rights and combating terrorism, but instead, inevitably exacerbating the humanitarian plight of ordinary people, mothers, fathers, children. Yes, I'm talking about the United States and its decision to effectively put a stranglehold on Venezuelan oil, a critical economic lifeline for an already struggling nation and its people. Now, let's rewind the tape a bit to truly understand how we arrived at this boiling point. The strained relationship between the US and Venezuela isn't new. In fact, it dates back to the era of Hugo Chavez, Maduro's predecessor and a man synonymous with socialist reform and nationalization of industries, most notably the lucrative oil sector. These reforms set the stage for sanctions from the US, imposing restrictions under the pretext of curbing drug trafficking and human rights abuses. Fast forward to 2015, and you have President Obama unleashing an executive order branding Venezuela a national security threat, a move that opened the floodgates for what would become a dam of sanctions. The controversial 2018 presidential elections in Venezuela, marred by allegations of fraud, further isolated Maduro on the global stage and saw the US notably back opposition. Leader Juan Guaido intensifying the heat in an already tense situation. And now, the evidence. If we break this blockade down into cold, hard numbers, it becomes clearer why this is not just a drop in the ocean. Picture the Skipper, an oil tanker loaded with a staggering 1.8 million barrels of oil. Oil that, mind you, had an estimated worth ranging between $60 million and $100 million. To put that into perspective, this is wealth equivalent to the annual economic output of some small countries. This oil tanker was seized amidst accusations of illicit dealings. Just before its capture, 200,000 barrels were transferred, a curious move that raises questions about timing and intentions. All of this under the scrutiny of federal authorities who have reportedly executed 22 military strikes on narco traffickers since September, resulting in 87 individuals losing their lives. And at what cost? Military interventions funded by taxpayers' money. And for what return? It's hard to say. Let's delve into some of the rhetoric being thrown around. Listen to this direct quote. Venezuela is completely surrounded by the largest armada ever assembled in the history of South America. A boastful claim that seems more at home in a Hollywood blockbuster than in real-world diplomacy. Or how about the illegal aliens and criminals that the Maduro regime has sent into the United States during the weak and inept Biden administration are being returned to Venezuela at a rapid pace. I ask you, do the politicians behind these words really think we are so naive to swallow everything whole? This brings us to the libertarian perspective, our voice of reason in an ocean of government missteps, inflation, and theft. The reality where US interference results in global oil shortages, making you and I pay more at the pump and for our goods each day. A theft of household income, subtle yet detrimental. Government incompetence is laid bare as these moves threaten to further sour US relations abroad, demonstrating time and again that the supposed leaders are incapable of crafting meaningful, effective international strategies, and most importantly, loss of liberty. Who gave us the mandate to label another nation's government a terrorist regime encroaching on their right to self-governance? How long before these tactics are turned inward, risking our own freedoms? In a single sentence, this blockade not only fails to solve the real problems at heart, but deepens the suffering and inadvertently makes us, the everyday citizens, complicit in an escalating international conflict. If you are tired of paying for their mistakes and want to stay informed, hit that subscribe button now. This is John, signing off from today's economic news.